Okay. Right. We've got a spiral staircase here, and we're wondering what we could do with it. So we thought, well, we scratched our heads for a while, and we thought, well, actually, we ended up calling it the stairway to heaven, because that's what's going on, literally, in the world today. But we haven't quite finished it, so it's still under construction. You have to forgive us, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But the idea is it's going to show the transition of our coming into being, us being here on the planet, right from day one, i.e. the Big Bang, which is represented by this door here. And when you walk through this door, that will be the Big Bang, and then we'll have a series of poster boards as we go up there, telling you about the different eras of evolution of the human race right up to the present day, which will be represented by the door on the next floor. And that's the idea of the staircase to heaven, yeah? i.e. that's the way we're going. And if we're not careful, we're all going to end up there. So we'll open the big door, do the Big Bang door.
Lovely.
Then we come to the staircase, and we can even include the geological features in the staircase in the story, because the geology of our planet is actually shown in the steps themselves, the iron and the sandstone, etc. And all the picture boards will be on the staircase when we finished it. You'll have to forgive us, they're not there at the moment, and we'll get the stained glass window fixed, which can be a part of the story, a very recent part in the billions of years that have gone on. Anyway, we get to the top of the staircase, and once it's finished and you've read all the storyboards, this door here will represent the present day, and then it leads us into what we're all facing, i.e. the climate crisis. Climate crisis we're looking at right now. Now the other two rooms about how we can possibly mitigate it here in our community and contribute towards saving the planet. Have we got that now? We want to save our community and save the planet. Welcome to the present day. In the Climate Crisis Mitigation Centre, we want to put up news articles, stories about what's happening today. About the drought in Central Europe, about the low rainfall in February in this country right now. They're already forecasting on today's news, can we survive another hot summer? Yeah, and that's just today's news, as you're making this video. Here's one about the water pollution going into Wales's rivers and lakes and everything else, just about that. And there's many hundreds of more news articles we're going to be putting up in this section. Here's one about the depletion of coral worldwide because of the rising temperature and the acidification of the oceans. And the coral's dying all over the planet. And as a deep sea diver I used to be, I can tell you that's going on.
Right. That's important. Somebody who really knows what is actually happening has been there, done that.
I'd like to draw your attention to this picture here on this news article story. Yeah, and this is about a field in South America. And these little things here by my finger are combine harvesters. And this field's been carved out of the rainforest. So although it's producing soybean, and that sounds really great on a supermarket shelf, you might question what's happened to bring the volume of soybean to the shelf.
Right.
Rhinos running away from fires, etc. You know, this is damage to our environment. Our environment's losing out from big business and profit margins, and that's what's going on. Here's another article about the environment, loss of protection and within the UK. Here's another about species depletion. And I know there's spaces here, but we are going to fill these spaces with
lots more.
Hundreds and thousands of news stories we can put up here. And we only opened 2 weeks ago, so you have to forgive us. There's a lot of construction going on.
Yeah, lots of things going on.
Do you want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, okay. And again, down this corridor here, that's going to be filled with more news stories, and there's a lighting system we're working on right now to go up there. In here we have a cartographic museum about our community and how we can turn our community around to bring tourism in, as I said, at the front of the building, and also address the fuel poverty within our community. And one of the schemes we want to do is mine water heat recovery. And I'm going to say this once, so everybody gets it real clear. Mine water heat recovery, if we do it the way we're thinking about here, with the mine workings below our community, we can almost get rid of all the gas combi boilers with a heating system that can provide heat for the next, get this, 200 years. Okay. I'll say that one more time, 200 years, because it doesn't run out of fuel. Every year we can extract the heat from it to heat the houses during the winter periods without producing carbon emissions into the atmosphere. Dead easy.
Okay, lovely.
And we can do that because our community and a lot of communities around the UK are underlain with mine workings. These are the mine workings. That's why this cartographic museum here is extremely important to our community today. Although these maps are 200 years old and they show the old mine workings, etc., those maps and the workings can be turned around to heat our houses today with minimal CO2 emission. Should we go on to the next one?
Yes.
Yeah? And today, actually, our biggest problem is to get tourism to come to this community. We currently see no tourists, virtually none. Yeah. While Llangollen, in the World Heritage Site here, where we are, the Consulting World Heritage Site, sees hundreds of thousands of people every day, and Chirk sees thousands every day. We see none.
Yeah,
Our streets remain empty. Yeah. We need the local authority, Wrexham Council, CRT, and all the other people I mentioned at the beginning to work with us so that we can put our community on the map, which is what all this display is about in here, and getting our community recognised for what it's worth and making it work, and getting people here to stay longer and stay out of their cars, as I said at the beginning, which saves CO2 and it saves the environment. These are practical things we can do to actually help reduce the impact that we are making on the planet, and we are writing it off as we go.
You were saying about 4 strong carts opening up the road.
Jessop's Tramway is one of the primary things we want to work on. Jessop's Tramway, we are currently here on this map. Jessop's Tramway is the road at the front of us, and it can run all the way down to the aqueduct, down to the aqueduct that way, or the new central parking they're talking about right here, that they want to open up soon, and here, and bring people into our community, which will deliver tourism right to our front door, you know, and people will like that. I mean, for example, here we go, we'll just find the right page on here. This is our village 100 years ago, before the roadway was closed off, and there is a horse and cart carriage, a true hackney carriage, moving through our village centre, and here's a picture of one recently. Yeah. Well, what we need to do is reconnect this road, which is at the front of the building we're standing in, to the aqueduct. It's currently cut off. We need that 300 metres of roadway reopening.
Only 300 metres.
That's not a great deal.
It
just needs a fence either side. It's actually in a very good condition. And Wrexham Council need to start listening, and along with all the other partners. Over here we've got a railway station. The railway station here, the gift about this one is, we estimate, let's get the picture, we estimate Rosamond Holt here could be reopened for about £1 million or thereabouts, whereas they're currently planning on spending £3 million on Rowabon Station. Now, for us to get to Rowabon Station, we have to go in a taxi or a car. We can all walk here, but we have to go in a taxi or a car to get to Rowabon. And Rowabon Station is not in the middle of Rowabon either.
Right.
Yeah? It's a leftover from the 1960s, from when the Barmouth to Rowabon line used to be there, and it was a junction for that line, which was removed by beaching. If we reopen Rosamond Holt, it's right in the middle of our community, and it will cost far less, and gives step-free access to both sides of the line. And whereas the £3 million they're planning on spending at Rowabon requires 2 lifts and a bridge, a new bridge, which is where the £3 million comes from, or is going. Over here, the various maps about what's going on. Here is a newspaper article by the British government. Have you got that, Srinath? Yeah? You're on tape here, right? Your government has said that they want Kefmar connecting. It's right there. So that's what we want. So let's see about getting it done. Here's another news article. Unfortunately, in our community, we still have the effects of Storm Christoph in our community. So, because we know about the climate crisis already, it's happening around us. This is Newbridge Road. It slid downhill. In Storm Christoph, the National Resources Wales recorded the highest river levels for the River Dee they've ever recorded. And it eroded the retaining wall below the road, and the road slid down the hill. And it's still not repaired today. Now that's going to take about 6 or 7 million quid. So Mr. Sunak, maybe you better get your money out again for that one. Yeah. Here we've got another news article. This is according to the National Statistics for Wales or something like that, I think. And they were working out where the poorest areas in Wales were. And this just shows Wrexham's poorest areas and Cefn one above Kaya Park. We are both at the bottom of the list.
It doesn't really show you a good example of town, the village.
And that is an appalling picture of our community.
Exactly.
And that's on the government website,
Right.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you.